I'm attorney Nick Alcock. I'd like to speak about the breath test. And if you think about it, it does sound a little strange that you could breathe into a machine and that machine would be able to determine the concentration of alcohol in your blood. And so obviously, if you just sit down and think about it for a second, that machine has got to make some calculations and it's got to make some assumptions about your physiology in order to come up with that number. It isn't directly testing your actual blood alcohol concentration. It's testing the amount of alcohol present in your breath. And your breath obviously is not your blood. So how are they doing this? They're relying on a concept called Henry's law, and that concept is that the amount of gas, the concentration of gas in air is proportional to the concentration of gas dissolved in a liquid. I'm going to get a little technical here, but basically the idea was, if let's say you take a bucket and you fill it with blood, and then there's going to be alcohol dissolved in that in the blood, they would say, well, the amount of alcohol in the air is proportional, it's relative to the amount of alcohol in the blood. So if you have a lot of alcohol in the blood in this bucket that's got a lid on it, you're going to see quite a bit of alcohol in the air. If you have a little bit of alcohol in the blood, you're going to see a little bit, and that there's going to be some type of ratio. So the ratio that the machine uses is 2100 to 1, and that's just sort of an average. It's not that they pulled it out of the air. They're saying, well, that's the ratio that they would expect to see. The problem with that is that people are different. And I guarantee you that not everybody's got this partition ratio of 2100 to 1. I guarantee you that you're going to look at a sample of people and it's going to look like a bell curve. Yeah, maybe a lot of people are in that range of 2100 to 1, but you're going to see 1800 to 1, or you're going to see 2500 to 1. You'll see a range of issues, a range of outcomes that could mean that if you blow into this machine, it says you're over legal limit, but your partition ratio is different than the assumption, the standard. You actually could be below it, and the machine wouldn't know because it's making this assumption about using Henry's law. What can affect it? Well, temperature can affect your actual blood temperature. Say you're running a fever, that can affect your ability, or basically will affect the result on this breath test. Your gender, your breathing pattern, there are all these variables that can absolutely affect what your partition ratio is at that given moment when you blow into the machine. If you hyperventilate, it's going to change your breath alcohol concentration. If you hold your breath, if you regurgitate a little bit of vomit into your mouth and you have mouth alcohol present, there are all of these things that can really affect the outcome of the breath test. So it gets a little bit technical, but if you'd like to speak with me about any type of breath testing that you've taken, when you blow into a machine and it gives you the readout, I'd be happy to speak with you. 602-989-5000 is our number, 602-989-5000, and thanks so much.